the end? Are these dolls? These were in the Alpha Underground too. But there weren't this many. This must be the dolls' production facility. Manon! Are you here? You're Zephetto.
So you're Aina. To see both third-generation 909 and the second-generation model make it this far.
Where is Manon? Manon!
We'll be waiting for you. Right here.
Don't... Oh no. Manon, where are they? You're right.
start.
This place feels different. What is this place? What? What goes on here? Let's hurry and find Manon. Oh, there's another room over there. Let's check it out. People. Huh? You're right. What is this place?
Manon?
Do you know who Manon is?
I do not know. No such person here.
Okay, where is Zephedo?
Zephedo. General Zephedo is in the control tower ahead.
Control tower? Can I ask another question? It doesn't look like we'll get much more information here. Zephedo is up ahead from here. I know. Stay still. What are you doing here? Feria helped us. I knew it. But what I mean is, why are you here for me? I was lying to you the whole time. So why? Because it's you. What? I care about you. And I will never, ever abandon you, no matter what. We always said the three of us would stick together. Why did you run off by yourself? That's what really hurts. Even more than the fact that you were hiding something from us. I know. You do? I've been working on ARC's research and development here the whole time. But I had no idea the Alpha experiment would be so awful. The old me never cared about anything but myself. As long as I could do what made me happy, I didn't care. So that's why, when I was told the experiment would be safe, I just believed it. I didn't bother to think it through. I went to Alio Town, just like I was told. And then I met you two. When Dark Falls was introduced into the experiment that day, and everyone... I wanted to tell you everything then, but I couldn't. And even if I could have, it wouldn't have changed anything. And I also... I didn't want you to hate me. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Manon. It's okay. I should have been paying more attention. I'm sorry.
Very well done.
Zephetto. Wait, you two. Let's let him talk. What are you talking about? He's the one responsible for all this. For pitting arcs and dolls against each other. For destroying Alio Town. I know. But I need to know. Why would someone do all of this?
In that case, I shall tell you. But first, I want you to show me how strong you've become. Show me what it took to defeat the most advanced Dark Falls.
thing.
So you completed it.
Stop! Why are you doing this? Shannon! I'm fine. Do we have to do this? are you doing this?
If you really want to know, defeat me.
Trial start.
Photon sensitivity.
100%. Occasional bursts in excess of that value. Analyzing the data now.
Interesting. Transcribe the results to the experimental units as soon as possible.
We'll transcribe to the fourth clone DNA.
A most satisfactory outcome. This experiment is at an end. The day of judgment approaches. We shouldered the responsibility of completing the experiment before it was too late.
The Day of Judgment. Various said something about that too.
A day of enormous tribulation. For all of humanity. We had to restore Arx to its former glory and might in preparation for that day. The glory and might of 1,000 years past. Its true might that we lost through apathy and disuse. Were it not lost, that tragedy would not have befallen us. It all began on that day, 500 years ago. The Starless appeared without warning from deep space and destroyed a fleet of research ships.
Starless?
Starless traversed the galaxies, annihilating everything. Their name is derived from malevolence. They went on to other outlying systems, laying waste to 50 star systems and claiming more than 700 billion souls. Atrophied by a long period of peace, we were utterly powerless in the face of such a threat. Millions of our soldiers died in vain. The human races seemed destined for total extinction. But that was not to be our fate. One day, the Starless simply vanished without a trace. It was as if they had never existed. Time passed, and soon everyone forgot that we had ever been visited by such horror. But we did not forget. Foreseeing that the day of judgment would come once again, resurgent arcs began to prepare. It is truly most satisfactory that we have restored arcs to its former light, and just in time.
So, that's why we were...
Precisely. We could never withstand the dreaded day without the three of you. You may be right. But there was no other choice. Every other experiment had ended in failure. Our milder training methods elicited little to no improvement in Ark's defender photon sensitivity. That is why we were forced to introduce dark falls and dolls into the experiments. The first experiment ended in the death of every single Ark's defender. The outcome of the second was more favorable, but there was little improvement to photon sensitivity. Now, at long last, the third experiment has ended in the result we have hoped for. For 300 very long years.
How sad.
What?
You mean to say that this is all you've been doing for so many years? You've been nothing more than a pawn in your own game, too.
Warning.
What's going on?
Object detected. Zone 246R.
The center.
Analyzing. Data match. Approximately 1,000 objects closely resembling Starless spearhead units.
Impossible. So, the day has come early. My wish has been fulfilled. The rest is up to you.
Hey, what?
The future is yours.
What are you... No, you can't do this! Aina! There are still so many things we need to ask him! We can't stay. It's too dangerous. But... Okay, let's go home. Balls. But now we have another problem. I think it will be a while before this place is peaceful again. I'm sorry. Wait just a little longer. I'll make it all stop. I promise. Crawford is waiting for us. Let's go. Manon?
Rest, O weary souls, no more tales to tell. Bid the world a farewell as it sinks into twilight. Ride upon the wind, eternity waits for you gently to close your eyes as you dream of the morning light. Oh, tortured souls, your grief unending, let its flame light the path ahead. Though you've nothing to prove,